bush. The creosote bush is the most common plant in the Sonoran Desert. In fact, it's the most common plant in 3 of the 4 deserts of North America. The only one that's not the most common plant is the Great Basin Desert north of here, and it's just too cold for it. But this plant is so common because it's a survivor. It can survive in areas where it hasn't rained for over a year. The plant has roots that go down pretty deep, but they have the ability, much more efficient than any other plant, to draw moisture out of soil that feels dry to our bare hands. If we were to dig down there, we probably couldn't detect moisture, but this plant can detect it and survive it. Now, it's not a succulent like the cactus or like the agave or like the, some of the other plants you're going to see around here. This one is called a drought-tolerant plant. So it will lose a lot of its leaves. It will also coat them with that resin. Now, how many people are familiar with a wood preservative called creosote? Familiar with that? Used in railroad ties and telephone poles. It doesn't come from this plant. It's a coal tar derivative. But this plant has a fragrance that smells like that particular product, so it was named after that product. Now, what it is, it's the resin that you see on that. That shiny oil, when it rains, washes off. Gives it to plant, since it knows that it has rain, it doesn't have to conserve that moisture anymore. It can do a little better job of feeding itself. So the rain washes off that easily soluble resin, and then vapors are released, and it's often called the smell of rain in the desert. So a lot of people come here for the first time after a rain and they say, what is that odor? And I'm one of those people. I went to work the next day after a heavy rain and said, man, what is that smell after that rain? There's something, and people laughed at me and said, that's the smell of rain. And I said, no, I came from places where it rained. It didn't smell anything like that. It was pretty nasty. But over the last several years, I've become to love that fragrance because where rain is so scarce here, it really is a nice remembrance that we got a nice, beautiful rain. So I want to kind of see if I can simulate that for you. So if you haven't experienced